morning, ma'am. Good morning to all. I am Bipasha Sen from BSc Nursing 3rd year, and today I am going to present my topic on pertussis. Pertussis is also known as whooping cough. It is a highly communicable acute bacterial respiratory disease. It is manifested with onset of mild fever and irritating cough, which becomes gradually paroxysmal, which is characterized inspiratory whoop. Now come to the definition. Pertussis can be defined as an acute bacterial highly contagious respiratory disease caused by Bordetella pertussis. It is characterized by spasmodic cough.
Now I will describe the epidemiology of pertussis. First is agent factor.
Causative agent of whooping cough is Bordetella pertussis. It is a non-motile rod-shaped gram-negative bacilli. The causative agent of the pertussis is only affect man. The infected materials are nasopharyngeal and bronchial secretion and contaminated objects. And the period of infectivity is 3 weeks after onset.
Second is host factor.
Whooping cough is mainly the disease of infants and preschool-going children. The highest incidence is found among the children below 5 years, and the high mortality rate is found among infants below 6 months. Female child are more infectious than the male child.
And third is environmental factor.
Pertussis cases are found in winter and spring season, and the risk factor is the poor environment sanitation. Mode of transmission is mainly by droplet infection and direct contact. Children get infectious during playing with the other children or playmates during coughing, sneezing, and the incubation period is 7 to 14 days but not more than 3 weeks.
Now I will explain the pathophysiology of pertussis or whooping cough. The causative agent of whooping cough liberates a number of antigens and toxins which result in pathological changes of respiratory tract from nasopharynx to bronchioles. They produce inflammatory reactions of the mucosa and secretion, which is responsible for most of the clinical manifestations. Attachment of the pathogens to the respiratory epithelium, local epithelial damage, diminished phagocytic functions, and disrupts mucociliary clearance are the mechanism of pathological changes. The systemic manifestations are produced by the pertussis toxins. Cerebral damage results due to respiratory obstruction and apnea.
Now I will come to the point, that is clinical manifestation of pertussis. First, sneezing, then fever, periorbital edema, cyanosis. Cyanosis means bluish or grayish color of skin, nails, vomiting, excessive sweating, irritating cough. Initially, cough is disturbing at night and later both night and daytime. Redness and anxious look of the baby. Rhinitis. Rhinitis means inflammation of the mucous membrane of nose. And then restlessness. Now I come to discuss another important point, that is diagnosis of the pertussis. First, history taking. Take a brief history of vaccination of the client from the mother. Physical examination is done to detect the clinical illness of the client. Nasopharyngeal swab culture and cuff plate method is done for isolation of the causative organism. ELISA test is done to detect the antibody to antigen and pertussis toxin. Blood examination are done to detect the ESR and WBC count. At first the WBC count initially low, but then rather than normal, and the ESR count would be low. Then laboratory diagnosis is done to isolate the causative organism. Chest X-ray helps to detect emphysema or atelectasis. Next come to complications of pertussis. This include otitis media, pneumonia, pneumothorax, emphysema, atelectasis, seizures, and intracranial hemorrhage, epistaxis, and hernia, etc.
Now I will describe the management of pertussis or whooping cough. First is medical management. Antibiotics should be administered as early as diagnosed to prevent the spread of infection. Drug of choice is erythromycin, 40 to 50 mg per kg per day in 4 divided doses for 2 weeks orally. Other antibiotics like azithromycin, roxithromycin also be given for 5 to 7 days. Bronchodilators like salbutamol, albuterol should be administered by nebulization. Salbutamol 0.3 to 0.5 mg per kg per day in 3 divided doses may be given. Betamethaxone 0.75 mg per kg per day may be useful in severe coughing paroxysms. Pertussis immunoglobulin may be needed.
Now I am going to discuss the very important point for us, that is nursing management. First, nursing diagnosis. Ineffective airway clearance or ineffective breathing pattern related to mucus formation in the airway as evidenced by tachypnea and verbalization. Second, anxiety related to threat to change the health status in the child as evidenced by worry, concern and frequent questioning about the health status of the child. Next, acute pain related to mucus formation in the airway as evidenced by pain scale reading and verbalization. And then interrupted breastfeeding related to neonatal's present illness as evidenced by separation of mother and child. So the planning for ineffective breathing pattern and ineffective airway clearance are: assess the breathing rate, respiratory rate, respiratory rhythm, assess for breath sound and for additional any sound, ensure the clearance of mucus by suctioning, give sitting position or Fowler position to the client or elevate the head of the bed to pattern the airway, administer oxygen therapy to relieve respiratory distress and to prevent hypoxia as prescribed, administer bronchodilators by nebulization as prescribed, ensure proper ventilation of the room. So the planning for interrupted breastfeeding are: assess the mother's perception and knowledge about the breastfeeding, give emotional support to the mother and accept the decision regarding continuation of the breastfeeding, provide calm and privacy during the breastfeed, and educate the mother about the nutritious balanced diet for her. Next, I will describe about the prevention of pertussis. Active immunization with the DPT vaccine is the best preventive measure for pertussis. DPT vaccine, by DPT vaccine, an infant can be immunized simultaneously against 3 diseases: diphtheria, pertussis and tetanus. The dose of DPT vaccine is 0.5 ml, administered intramuscularly at lateral aspect of thigh. 3 doses of DPT are given at 6, 10 and 14 weeks of age, and the DPT booster is given at 16 to 24 months of age. Now I am concluded my topic on pertussis by saying that pertussis or whooping cough occurs in all among countries in the world as epidemic or endemic form. About 50% of cases are found among preschool children. It is also called 100 days cough. A single attack gives lifelong immunity for majority cases. At present, there is a declined number of the cases due to high coverage of immunization with DPT vaccine. If you have any query or doubt regarding my topic on pertussis, you may freely ask me anytime.
For more information, you may follow Datta Parul Pediatric Nursing as per ANSI Syllabus 4th edition, Paul K. Vinod, Khai Essential Pediatrics 9th edition, Wong's Essential of Pediatric Nursing 10th edition, Pal Ponchale Textbook of Pediatric Nursing 1st edition. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.